friends, welcome to the All Canadian Reptile Girl. I'm Annaliese and we are here at Reptilia Zoo in London, Ontario. And I'm gonna go and find my friend Coty, the head zookeeper here, so he can show me his 3 favorite reptiles here at this zoo. Let's go. Found him. So Coty, why don't you show me your 3 favorite animals that you have in this whole zoo?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
So I would say one of my personal favorites that we have here is actually I am a big fan of all of our monitor lizards, but our black throat monitor Grogu in here, named after the little baby Yoda from the Mandalorian series, is definitely a personal favorite because of his massive personality. How much we've worked with him. He was originally brought to our Whitby location, and they were caring for him there for, I think, the better part of a year or so. And he formed a really good bond with the keepers there, and then he was brought to this facility here to be one of our kind of big showpiece animals. So he's been with us here in London since we opened in April and has been warming up to us phenomenally, has gotten so much bolder, and he's almost doubled in size since we've got him.
Good for him.
And with being one of the larger species, getting as long as potentially I am tall, he is going to be an absolute impressive unit of an animal that we're really excited to bond with and watch grow here at the facility.
His claws are super impressive too. Like they are
nothing
scary.
To mess with.
Yeah, no. It's a good thing he's a sweetheart.
Oh yeah, he's a dream come true. Very food enthusiastic still, but he will settle down as he ages, as they all do.
We're all a little bit food enthusiastic, right? We can't blame him.
No different than I was when I was 16 years old.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what's your next favorite?
So my other favorite, and this one hits very close to home for me, is actually our false water cobra.
Oh.
Bojangles is her name. She was a personal animal of mine for a very long time, and came with me to the zoo here and has been an absolute dream.
Aww, she's so pretty.
She is sweet. False water cobras, one of my favorites for their large personality. They're smart and intelligent like monitor lizards are. You can see them thinking a lot more than some other species like boas and pythons, as much as I love them as well. You don't notice the same kind of reactions from them as you do with the false water cobras.
They're very keyed in to everything.
Very keyed in. Not only that, they're one of the only species that will actively use their tails for a defense mechanism, so they'll tail slap again, just like monitor lizards will. And even at her size here, when she gives a good slap, it'll feel like getting shot by a paintball. It'll leave a small welt. They have power and a half behind them. And one of the largest species of colubrids, with males getting up to almost 9 feet long, full grown. They can be really, really impressive, and getting as thick around as most ball pythons can get, inhaling medium rats as if they were a mouse hopper to a hognose kind of thing.
Yeah.
A very, very impressive animal. And if you work with them long enough and you've been kind of dealing with them, they can bond just like, again, monitors and some other lizards can, whereas they can get a phenomenally friendly personality that I really enjoy that out of them.
It certainly helps make them seem so much friendlier that their eyes are just so massive and adorable in their little head.
A big, beautiful eye. Very, very visual predators. One of the only snake species that I've personally worked with, other than garters, that will open mouth chase food around their enclosure like a lizard does. My only complaint about them is their fast metabolisms, just like garter snakes, big colubrids like king rats and things like that. They go to the washroom almost every single day, I've found. So cleaning the water bowls in the enclosure is a pretty much daily task for us here.
Yes. My king snake has also made it known that she prefers to use her water dish as the bathroom and not a drinking reservoir. So that has
I love it.
Yeah, it's just part of their charm.
Yeah. That, and not only that, and in the wild, with them being pretty much one of the most opportunistic predators, just like king snakes eating anything they can fit in their mouth, it's very fun to see the hunting strategies behind them. You will actually notice, I've noticed even in my personal care, a difference in how they hunt versus what I'm offering, whether it be a mouse or rat, any avian prey, or some reptilian prey. If I say have a stillborn snake that they'll eat, so I don't waste any food, they will actively change their behavior depending on what they're hunting.
Yeah, I noticed that with my garter snakes and with my Macklitz pythons too.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, they totally, different prey item, different way that they hunt it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. All right, what's our next one?
It's tough. I always say I have a lot of favorites.
Oh, I know the struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Who's this one?
So this is actually a bit unique. This species here is not something you'll ever actually encounter in the wild. This is a man-made hybrid. This is a bat-eater python. So this is a full-size adult male bat-eater. So the bat-eater pythons are a hybrid species between reticulated pythons and Burmese pythons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It looks almost like an anaconda, though.
A very anacondish, almost kind of carpet python colors with it.
Yeah.
A few people within Canada have actually produced them this year, so I've only ever seen babies in person before. I've never seen an adult before. And seeing one this big and this impressive is impressive.
Yeah, the head on it is insane. Is she friendly at all?
So very curious, and a little almost intimidatingly curious.
Yeah.
I would say behavior-wise, much more similar to the reticulated pythons. They want to come right up to you and see what's going on. We haven't let them get close enough to see if it's going to be just curious or a food response yet. We take every precaution with our big, potentially dangerous snakes that way. So she's incredibly curious, will come right over to us, investigate us, has never struck at us yet, which we're really happy about so far. But we haven't really gotten too close to find out how her attitude really is that kind of hands-on there. However, very, I would say, like in her enclosure, more similar to a Burmese python. A lot more lackadaisical, a lot more wants to hang out on the ground levels, not as apt to climbing and moving around as the retics, I find.
That's interesting.
But the minute like food is presented, much more reticulated python behavior. The minute that door opens, she is on any movement, she is hyper focused in on, but on the day-to-day, just in the enclosure, much more like the Burms, where they just want to sit and chillax. They don't do nearly as much on that standard day-to-day basis, which is really fascinating.
Yeah, it is. She's a really beautiful snake, too.
And up close, it's hilarious. Her eyes are very similar to the Burmese python, so very much more situated close to the top of the head, much more situated for that ambush style of hunting.
Yeah.
Whereas the behavior and the head structure is much more like the reticulated python for that kind of active hunting rather than waiting for food to get close to them. So
that is quite interesting, yeah.
Interesting body shape for sure. And hitting almost perfectly between retic and Burm size. She's about 13 foot right now.
Big
and
girl.
our retic over there is about 20 feet and our Burm is only around 10. So a good standard middle ground for the species. We'll touch on my favorite one.
Sounds
who is
good.
our, so my personal favorite animal. He has a lot of history with me, as well as I've always been a fan of the species and his colors, is actually our Nile monitor lizard, Poseidon.
Ooh.
I am a huge fan of Nile monitors, not only for their beautiful colors, but also for their attitudes. Now, he is hunkered down in here. He sleeps for the most part in the mornings, but he will come out throughout the day.
Is he a little lazy bones?
Now, I'm actually going to check something here. He might be up inside the light box. So in that light box, it is mesh top over. However, there's a 2x4 that the lights hang off of, and when he doesn't want to deal with people, he climbs up and sits on that piece of 2x4. So I'm going to see if I can coax him down a little bit and see if he'll come out and say hi to us for a bit.
Okay, then.
So all I'm going to do really quickly here is I'm actually going to see if we have any food thought out for him quick.
Okay.
I'm going to just grab a piece and try and coax him down a little so we can get him down and out and about, because he is a beautiful color. I'll be right back over though.
Okay.
One eternity later.
So, what is going on with our friend over here?
So our Nile monitor's currently not feeling like coming out right now. He's hunkered down, sleeping away. He got a big meal the other day, so he's snapping right now. So instead of this guy, we'll show one of my other favorites, who is our sulfur Asian water monitor named Kaiju. He is another one of my big favorites. I don't have as much history with that animal, but I work with him the most probably of any of our other keepers with him, so I've definitely formed a little bit of a bond with him.
All right, then. Still can't get over the scale.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's you get how big it is, but you don't get how big it is until you see it.
14 foot long and 1,450 pounds are male. Our female here, Tomby, is closer to around 12 foot and 850 pounds.
Goodness, that's quite impressive.
Absolute monsters. I love it.
Me too.
Where is this guy now? Okay. So I'm just going to coax him out of his tube there. So
You see his feet?
Our Asian water monitor Kaiju is currently sleeping in that log, so I'm going to coax him out a little bit. All I'm going to do is have a small pair of tongs that we poke into a hole that's actually in front of him, and he'll back right up out of it, so we can get a good look at him.
Okay, sounds good. Ooh. Look at the little dummy.
Come on, big guy. There we go. That's a good boy. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
there we go,
wow.
handsome. Now I don't have any food today.
Oh, he's beautiful.
As I was saying, Kaiju here, our sulfur Asian water monitor, is one of my top favorites. And it's because I've worked with him a lot. We kind of formed a little bit of a bond. I wouldn't say he enjoys me yet, but he knows that I'm the food man, so he'll be a little more tolerant with me than some of our other keepers. Monitors are a highly intelligent species, recognizing voices, faces, certain individuals as kind of their food bringers or the people who have to maybe do the work to weigh them and things like that. So they definitely do get preferences, just like parrots and birds of prey will. Kaiju here is one of the largest species of monitors, actually. The Asian water monitor is the third largest species of monitor, getting up to about 9 foot long and weighing upwards of 100 pounds full size.
So pretty big.
Yeah, he's got quite a bit of growing to do. He's just shy of 4 foot now, so he's around that 2.5 to 3.5 year mark. So he's got a lot of growing still with us to do, and we're really excited to see him grow up to his full potential size and start to get warmed up to us more and more.
Mm-hmm. He's beautiful. His pattern and color almost looks a bit like a couple of different species of carpet python.
Yeah, that beautiful yellow is awesome. That's why we were really excited when I found out we're getting a sulfur Asian water monitor, because the sulfurs get that beautiful, nice, bright yellow coloration that
and
you're seeing on him.
And they almost have like that pastel, almost like dusty
a little
blending
bit of that
of them.
fogged out color.
They're very beautiful. A very beautiful little monitor.
Yeah, and he's getting bolder and bolder during our feedings. He'll actively stand up on his tail. He'll tripod up for us.
Aww.
He'll leap into the water, creating a big splash. You can see some of the spots that he caused the other day. So he's definitely enthusiastic about his food, but he's starting to warm up to us more and more. You can see I had my hand under his belly with no issues there at all.
No.
2 months ago, he would have tried to rip me open if I tried to touch him at all. So he's definitely getting a better and better with us by the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about building trust, and these animals are intelligent, so that trust is not easily earned. You do have to put in that work, and I think while that is something that puts off a lot of people about getting more intelligent species of lizards, it is also one of the things that makes them so worthwhile, is that that bond is so genuine and so real because both parties had to work really hard to get there.
Exactly. Working with this species and any bigger monitor, I always say it's like working with rescue dogs. Everything we're doing is at his pace, his timing. Anytime we have to do something extra for him and it stresses him out, we take 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
So we do everything at his pace, at his timing, to see how he goes with everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for showing us these amazing creatures, Coty.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure.
That was a lovely tour. All of the animals here are gorgeous, but Coty sure does have some fantastic favorites. I even got a bonus animal that I asked about, and he happily just told me all about the bat python, which is such a beautiful snake. Thank you to Coty and all the staff here who take care of these amazing animals. They do great work, and this is such an amazing zoo. It rivals pretty much everything else I've seen like on the internet of other reptile zoos and just zoos in general. This is fantastic. I highly suggest that you go to a Reptilia. I know they have a couple different branches. The one I'm at right now is in London, Ontario at Westmount Mall, and yeah, definitely come and check it out. The zookeepers are great, and I am going around in circles a bit, so you get the gist. Thanks to my patrons so much for helping me, you know, do all of this and come here to the zoo. It was certainly quite the amazing experience, and please like the video if you actually did like it, and all of the YouTube stuff, and remember to nurture all nature. Bye! Okay, so right now Coty is looking for the Nile monitor because this is his 3rd favorite reptile here. And yeah, apparently he doesn't want to come down from his 2x4. Do you still see that retic? My goodness. Animals are incredible. I know. It's difficult filming at expos with Dion because he's way taller than me and I'm small. Or Dave Kaufman.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. why did I get woken up? I did not say yes. And now I don't even have food. You're so rude, people. How dare you?